Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another reading here on Transform with Rian. And today we are going to be exploring the topic, who is your secret admirer? Yes, that is where we are going today, y'all. We're going to find out who is crushing on you and is kind of shy, kind of afraid to let you know. All right, let's find all that juicy gossip on them. And before we do that, of course, y'all know we gotta center our energies and ground it. So let's all take a deep breath in together and exhale. Ooh, one more time while I shuffle these cards for our collective reading. Deep breath in and exhale. Alrighty, so what is our collective message before we do your individual group readings? That totally didn't make any sense. Individual group readings, yeah, right. So we all got appetite. Get out of your own comfort zone. Oh, I added a word. Get out of your comfort zone. So I'm feeling here, this actually probably is a message for your secret admirer to, take a chance, take a risk, let you know what they're thinking, let you know how they feel about you. But also for you, I also feel like this is a message as well to kind of keep ourselves open, okay, to new experiences, new people, new things in general, just because I'm feeling here that there is a pathway forward for each of us to experience happiness and joy in a way that we least expect it. We're going to be pleasantly surprised when we kind of take a chance. So let's see now what's going on with our readings. Okay, we're going to start with group one. Doi. Okay, group one. So look at this. The first card out for you all is the empty room. So let's find out more about who is your secret admirer. All right, so with the empty room, what I am seeing here for your secret admirer is this person probably is an introvert, okay? They don't like a lot of crowds. They don't like a lot of kind of things in their space. I feel like they tend to get overwhelmed rather easily. Like maybe to some degree, they might even have a little bit of agoraphobia, which is like fear of public places, or also even just like a fear of like social settings, okay? Like maybe being in crowded areas is a bit challenging for them, okay? They could even be a bit of a loner. All right, so they might not have a very big circle of friends. They're definitely not like that loud, life of the party, clown kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? They're more quiet, they're more reserved. I'm also hearing too that your secret admirer could also be an only child, or it could be that they are like alone in the world as well. Like perhaps they lost their parents, perhaps they're kind of estranged from their family, even. Okay, so it could be one of those situations there with your secret admirer. I'm also seeing too that their energy is actually quite peaceful. Okay, so they definitely don't have like these creeper vibes, or it's like people who just are so quiet and they stare so intensely, and they just make you uncomfortable. Like I don't necessarily feel it's that energy here. I think some people who aren't really aware of their surroundings. They don't know how to read people. They don't understand people. Like they are subject to stereotyping, right? And if they see someone by themselves or sitting by themselves, their brain automatically thinks like, oh, weirdo, creepo, even though that may not be actually what they're feeling. Okay, it's like their mind is doing the labeling, but if they just stop and pause to ask themselves like, is this person really creepy? Is this person really weird? They'll come to find that that's not the case, So they're just kind of like following the herd here, that herd mentality. But really, your person is not a creeper. I'm sensing that they're very peaceful, they're very calm, their energy overall, okay? What else do we have here for you? Oh my God, Angel of Love. This is so stinking cute. I can't even handle this. Okay, so your secret admirer, I feel like they are definitely a romantic at heart. Okay, so even though they're shy, even though they're quiet, I feel like they are a romantic at heart. I wouldn't be surprised if they are a big fan of rom-coms. I feel like they wouldn't really admit that to anybody, but they really are a fan of romantic comedies. And they really do, even if they say they don't like romantic comedies, I feel like the thing that they really play pay close attention to when they watch a movie or a TV show is like the love storyline, like the plot when it comes to love and relationships. Like that's the part that really draws them in. It's not all like the action scenes, like the cool kung fu moves, the explosions, the car chases. Like it's not even the stunts. It's not even that stuff. Like they enjoy it, but they're really looking for like the heart of the story, right? The love plot here, the love story within whatever genre of movie they say they love. So they're super duper romantic. I can already sense that they are, fantasizing about ways that they can sort of woo you. Okay, so they're super duper shy, of course. I feel like there's a part of them that's like, what is this grand gesture that I could do to sort of announce my feelings for you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel this vibe is coming through to share with you all. Oh, that is like amazing. I'm so glad you guys got that card. Yes. Okay, so we have Capricorn here. So your future spouse, I mean, obviously, like they could be a Capricorn, but this is a general reading, so I feel like that's not necessarily the case for everybody. They could be a Capricorn. They could have a lot of planetary placements in the sign of Capricorn on their natal chart. But what I'm also seeing here is that they are very traditional. So they're not that type of person that tends to like push the boundaries, all right? So they're not the ones with like the crazy fashions, these radical ideas on how the world should work and how, people should live life and like political reform and like that's really not them. They're more of a traditionalist in the sense of like their life really isn't about rocking the boat. Like just like their peaceful and quiet kind of personality, they want their life to be peaceful and quiet. So they appreciate structure. Okay, they appreciate structure, they appreciate organization, they believe that there is sort of like a natural flow and order to things. You know what I'm saying? So, this is very interesting. This is what I'm hearing is that this isn't that type of person that's really into hookups. So your secret admirer is someone that, when they decide to be physically intimate with somebody, it's because they've dated them for a while, they truly care about them and they love them. So this isn't someone that you have to worry about where it's like, oh, do they know how they're feeling? Do they have any confused feelings? Are they sort of, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I have to worry about them cheating on me? Are they flighty? Like, no. Not at all, y'all. Your secret admirer is someone who is very reliable, very stable. And I feel like overall they're very practical, okay? Like, I'm seeing that what's really important to them when it comes to like love and romance is being practical and not like they're not that person that necessarily does like wild crazy romantic gestures, even though they're maybe thinking of ways to like woo you. Like their way of wooing you is not like, oh, I'm gonna like learn a dance and I'm just gonna like turn on the speakers and do this love dance like in front of you, right, in a crowded place, or I'm not gonna just bust out into song, or I'm not gonna write you a poem. It's not gonna be quite like that. It's not gonna be some out there viral video kind of gesture. But the thing about them is whatever gesture they decide on, hopefully they will profess their feelings for you, right? That they will do it with all of their heart. Okay, it will be a very heartfelt, honest gesture. And kind of going on with the traditional thing, it's like in their mind, it's like, I see somebody I like, it's really just one, maybe two people that I might have a crush on at a time. They're not like girl crazy or boy crazy kind of personality. And they really feel it's important to get to know that person because, feelings aren't enough for them. Like, okay, they could like you, but they need some sort of basis or context for liking you, right? So there's this like getting to know you period, like courting and dating period, and then there's like in their mind it's like, depending on how things are going, then the natural step is to like be official as a couple, get engaged, get married, have a family, right? Like that's definitely their vibe. There's this sort of traditional route for pairing up and coming to union. Yeah, that is, oh my gosh, I love your reading so far. It's like making me smile, and she's like super big. Oh, the other thing that I'm hearing too is, oh my God, I almost forgot to say this to y'all. So that with Capricorn, the Capricorn card is represented by the devil in the tarot major arcana. Okay, don't freak out, y'all. Don't freak out. I'm not saying it has nothing to do with whether this person is a good person or a bad person. It's nothing like that. What I'm actually hearing to pass on to you is your secret admirer is really misunderstood. So that's what it comes, kind of going back to what we're talking about with the empty room. Your secret admirer is often misunderstood by other people. So there's a lot of like inaccurate labeling of them. There's a lot of inaccurate presumptions about them where they think that, a lot of people tend to think of them being one way and they're really not. Or a lot of people thinking of them as being like cold-hearted and mean and uncaring, and they're really not. So it's very much like, it's making me feel like Transformers. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Do y'all know that cartoon? Oh my gosh, I just love Transformers. So yes, that is kind of what I'm sensing here about your secret crush. Or, sorry, secret admirer. And I meant to draw the tarot card out first because I wanted to get a little bit more info on them, but let's like hold on that. I feel like there's a reason why I grabbed this deck. So this is more about sort of like their love, their ideas on love, romance, what they fantasize about when it comes to love, okay? And how they kind of like feel with love, their personal experience with love. So we kind of talked a little bit about that earlier. And then we'll pull some more tarot cards here to kind of get to know them a little bit better outside of like love and just maybe get some general info. And perhaps already you're starting to have an idea who this person in your life could be that is your secret admirer. But if not, maybe you just haven't met them yet. Who knows? So we have palm tree. Oh my God, look, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. Hello, we were totally just talking about that with the Capricorn energy. So I'm gonna put this card right over here in the orbit of Capricorn. Okay, let's reveal the rest. Love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. Oh, okay, I'm gonna put this one right here. Wow, this is funny. Like, I've never felt called to arrange the cards as I reveal them in like a specific way. I just kind of like flip them over and be done with it. Love call, someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. Oh, so you might be actually getting a text from this person or like a DM from this person when they're ready to talk to you. It might be something like, hey, just wanted to say hi and see like if you're free to hang out on like, whatever day, or if you wanted to grab a cup of coffee or a bite to eat. Like, again, very traditional sort of like dating actions, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's probably what they're gonna do. I feel like they are that type of person. Again, they're kind of shy, y'all. They're kind of shy. So I don't know if they'll have the nerve to actually walk up to you in person and like ask you to do something face to face. Like, I feel like they feel very comfortable with the buffer of like a phone or some type of app to ask you out. So it could even be like, maybe they'll see you like on an online dating app and then they'll like swipe right, or that might be how they're trying to approach you to see if you swipe on them as well. And then it's kind of like a hint that, okay, it's safe for me to continue and ask you out because you swiped that you liked me as well. I don't even know which direction. I haven't been on like Tinder or OkCupid or whatever in like ages. I think you swipe right if you like them. Right? Oh my God, someone tell me in the comments down below, which direction do you swipe if you like somebody? I mean, do people even use those apps anymore? I don't even know. Anywho, We have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Ooh, so what I'm seeing here is this person, they don't feel like they need a relationship. They're happy in general with their life. Like they have their friends, they have their hobbies, they have their work, maybe they have a dog or a cat or like a pet. So they're very happy and they're content with their life. But they definitely feel like it could be enhanced by having some romance and some love in their life. So I see that this person, what we're really hearing is like when they think of love, they're not into like that clingy, like, I can't live without you. Oh my God, it makes me think of that song too. I can't live if living is without you. Oh my God, that went really low. I can't live. I can't live anymore. Okay, taking it way back. I know it was a guy that originally sang that song, but I'm only familiar with the Mariah Carey version. And my grandma used to love that song, so she just sing it all the time. And it was cute because she had like this very operatic style of singing. So she'd be washing the dishes or cooking and singing like Without You opera version. So my lovely Filipina grandma. Anywho, so they're not into like they're not that person. They're very practical when it comes to love. They will treat you well. They will take care of you. That's very like this vibe of Capricorn stuff, right? And this vibe of stability and security and like being there for each other. Like to them, love is yeah, there are moments where it feels very like rosy and like dreamy and butterflies in the stomach, but they honestly view love to be a very practical thing as well. Like they are thinking like the day to day life, not these big romantic events and gestures, and then it's just like nothing in between. They're more thinking of it like waking up next to you, having dinner with you, building a life together with you, building a family together. Like that's how they look at love. Love is not sort of like this adventure and it's like let's just try all the different flavors at this buffet. Like that's not how they see love at all. And here too, like unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. Ooh, y'all. So with this love card, what I'm seeing here too is they really love themselves. They love themselves. They value themselves. They're not going to take crap from other people. And they definitely won't take crap from their partner. And what they find super attractive in a partner is also someone who has confidence, who has self-esteem, who has unconditional love for themselves. They find that like insanely attractive. Okay, last card here. Passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. So I feel like this is something that in their mind, like maybe can come later. Okay. I feel like, they approach love as a very practical matter at first. Like, are we actually a good match? You know what I'm saying? Do we share the same interests? Do we share the same beliefs and values? Do we like the same foods? Do we maybe have a similar background, culturally, ethnically, whatever? Like those are some things that they really think about. And then they kind of think of the fun stuff, right? Like, before for me, like I was a little bit more backwards. It's like, ooh, they're cute, they're hot, they look amazing, they're funny, whatever. Like, let me go pursue them. And then I think of the practical stuff after. Like, are we actually really a good match? Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, usually it's like, no, my eyeballs just kind of got a little bit like lusty. And so, no, we're not a good match, like at all, even though they're super duper cute. Do you know what I'm saying? So they are totally the opposite of that. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards out and let's just get to know them a little bit more beyond just love stuff. Okay. Ew, is that like a helicopter outside? Oh, whoa, okay, whoa, this is becoming like a mess here. I feel like Spirit is like, focus, stop listening to the helicopter outside. Okay, let's start with these cards that flipped here, okay? So we have the Wheel of Fortune, aka in this deck, the Wheel of Fate that came out first. So what I'm seeing here is that, this person, again, we were talking about perhaps they are estranged from their family, they lost their parents, they are an only child, like one of those potential scenarios. And what I'm seeing here with the Wheel of Fate, it's like they had to learn very early on in life to be practical, okay? Because I feel like they had to really learn how to take care of themselves before, like at a very young age, I should say. Like they didn't really get to enjoy their childhood to the fullest, like where they could just be carefree and like do whatever they want and just dream and imagine and like have all these different ideas for the rest of their life and their career. Like, no, I feel like they grew up in a way where they had to really learn to be self sufficient kind of early on. And they really had to kind of understand certain truths about the world that maybe, like, oh, you have to make your own luck. Like, you can't expect hand me downs. And if you wait for someone else to do something for you, you're going to be waiting a while. Like, it's better to just do it yourself, or else you might be disappointed. Like there are some of those lessons there that I feel are a bit challenging and a bit difficult, and they had to learn those lessons very early on in life, and that could be part of why they believe and think of things the way they do, especially what we were talking about with love. So Eight of Wands, I'm seeing here that this person definitely likes to keep busy. They are already pretty busy in general, right? They have their career, they have their group of friends, they have their hobbies, they have, their pet, their furry fam. So they like to keep busy, they like to keep on the move. And they have a lot of goals in life. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're that type of person that has like a bucket list. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you guys have a bucket list? Where it's like things I want to do before I'm 30, before I'm 40, before I pass away, transition, like whatever the case may be. So they're that type of person for sure. Some of them probably even love to travel and see the world. Ooh, fortitude. So yes, this person is a hard worker. They don't quit very easily at all. I feel like they also are not necessarily a big risk taker. Okay, so they're not someone who takes a bunch of risks in the hopes of like leaping forward and like skyrocketing, right? Quantum leaping in wealth and career and whatever. They're that person that's kind of like slow and steady wins the race. They're kind of that vibe where it's like, you know what? I'm not in any particular rush. I know that if I just put in the hard work, that I will reap the rewards. The end. It doesn't matter when it comes. I just know it's going to come for sure. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing because I know it's working right now. So I feel like that's their energy. But also I feel too with the Strength card, aka fortitude, is again, they just have a lot of strength of character. They're not that person who is very flimsy with their morals and their values. They really stick hard to them. I'm getting this energy of like there's sort of an absoluteness with them where it's like, no, this is wrong, is wrong, is wrong, is wrong, is wrong. There's no way that this could ever be viewed in a positive light. Like, this is just how I feel. So it could be perhaps that a lot of things in their life to them are very black and white. All right. And they're very, I don't want to say stubborn, but they're very set in their ways. Okay, Nine of Wands. So I'm seeing here too, this person, again, they're pretty cautious here, okay? So they're not that type of person that's gonna be won over by like flattery and by dreams of grandeur. Do you know what I'm saying? If anything, they're like super skeptical. They're like, oh, why are you being so nice to me? Why are you being so sweet? Why are you being all touchy-feely? Why are you trying to give this free stuff to me, right? They're a little bit like cautious and skeptical of people. And again, it could be because of their upbringing. So this is what we have for your secret admirer. This was a lot of fun, loves. Let me know what you thought of your reading in the comments below. Please give me a like. If anything, you just like drop your favorite colored heart emoji in the comments to let me know that you enjoyed your reading and you received these messages. Thank you all for your love and support as always. I really appreciate it. If you let the ads run, if you subscribe to the channel and watch my videos on the reg, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you all so so very much. And remember, it's never too late for your happily ever after. If you'd like to connect with me more, check down in the description box below to find out how you can do so. See you next time, loves. Aloha, Group 2. Welcome to your reading to find out who is your secret admirer. Let's find that 411. Let's get the T on them. And you have the Lovers card. Okay, then. This is definitely a love reading up in here with the Lovers card, opening it up. So what I'm seeing here with your secret admirer is they are definitely what you would call a lover, not a fighter. So I get the sense here that they are very romantic, very lovey-dovey. Like they're that type of person that likes to hold hands, get like matching clothes, matching rings, matching bracelets, like doing everything together kind of vibe. Like they are just like love to a T, okay? I feel that your person as well, like, you know, I can get the sense from them too that they can definitely be a bit of a heartbreaker. Maybe they could have been like a serial monogamist as well, right? That love is like a big cornerstone for them in their life. You know how some people, you know, career is everything to them, or family is everything to them, making money is everything to them. Fitness and health is everything to them. Like for this person, love is everything to them. This is what they think about like at like all crazy hours of the day. This is something that they fantasize about. It's like on their mind constantly. So your secret admirer could even, maybe you could even say that they're like in love with love. I feel like too, they are probably like a smooth talker, you know? I feel like your secret admirer is very charming. They are very personable and affable, which I believe means likable, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm like reading all these novels and there's some words that I'm not familiar with that I look up to try to expand my vocabulary, of course. And affable was a word that kind of like came up in the book that I'm reading. And I believe it was like friendly. So they're very friendly, personable. Oh, that's a good word. I know for sure what that means. So they're very personable, right? They get along with a lot of people. What I'm seeing is like your secret admirer is like there's like a small group of people and they're like the one talking and everyone's like smiling and laughing. You know, they're just this natural like entertainer. They bring good vibes to people around them. You know, that kind of thing. I think you get the picture, right? You get the picture here. What else do we got about your secret admirer here? Healer of the ages. Ooh, so what I'm hearing here is they're a healer, but not necessarily in their traditional way, which it could apply to some of you, because again, general reading and all. So they could be a healer of sorts, right? Like physical therapist, Reiki healer, psychic, doctor, nurse, counselor, therapist, right? So they definitely could be EMT, paramedic, whatever. Like they could definitely have some type of healing profession. But what I'm really hearing here is that their energy, who they are is like really healing energy. So remember, I was just talking about how they can make people laugh and smile. What I'm hearing is that they can really heal the current energies of the people around them. So what does that even look like? So I'm seeing this vision of like, you know, you go to a restaurant and you talk to the maitre d' and you're like, hey, how long is the wait for like a table for two? And then they kind of look like exhausted and overwhelmed and they're just like, it's gonna be like 20 minutes, you know, and they're like low energy, like maybe they look like they might be having a bad day. Okay, now I'm thinking of that Daniel Powder song, I think is his name. So you had a bad day, you take it one down, dun 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 dun, and you turn it around. Anyways, and your secret admirer, like they will make that person smile, right? Like they're like, oh, 20 minutes, we could do that. Thank you so much. Do you want my name? Right? And then they say it with a smile and like a pep in their voice. And it kind of shifts the energy of the maitre d'. So I feel like that's what your secret admirer is like, right? They can make people laugh, they can make people smile, even if they've been having like a rough day or a rough go of it. So totally a people person, y'all. Totally a people person. Okay, what else about your secret admirer? Taurus. This is interesting because we also had an earth sign for the first reading. So we have Taurus for all of you. So what I'm getting here with this Taurus energy is yes, they could totally be a Taurus sign or have a lot of placements in the sign of Taurus on their natal charts. But what I'm really getting strongly through is that your person is very, very sensual, okay? They enjoy the physical experience of this life. Okay, they love being in body. So they could love exercising because they just love the feel of like their blood pumping, like heat, sweat, and that energizing effect that exercise has on them. They could love really fine fabrics that are soft, that feel cozy and warm and soothing or calming. They probably love certain scents. So they're probably like a cologne or a perfume person, and they appreciate those sort of fragrances on other people as well, like the people that they're with or they're dating. I also feel like they enjoy good meals, good food. So those are like what I mean by they enjoy being in body. Like they love enjoying like various flavors, right? They're probably like a foodie. You know what I'm saying? So they love that type of energy. With the Taurus energy too, I feel like it can be a bit intense, okay? Because Taurus is the bull. So I feel like, when they're in love with love, they have a lot of crushes, but what I feel like is coming through from your secret admirer is like when they like you, woo, when they fall for someone, they fall hard. Like, watch out, y'all. Like, they can almost be borderline obsessive at times, right? Like wanting to know more about you, wanting to know where you are, what you're doing, what you're up to. They probably like check out your social media. Do you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel that energy that, they may have a lot of crushes, but they don't necessarily really like a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So that's the vibe that I'm getting from your secret admirer. There's something that's coming through about like their personality as well. Like, again, maybe they can be a bit stubborn. They kind of like a little bit of predictability. They like an element of routine and reliability in their life, like they have their favorite restaurant, for example. They have their favorite brand of clothing. They have their favorite, type of car. They have their favorite restaurant. Like they have places that they have like a list of like their go-to places. They have their list of like their go-to drinks. Like whenever they go to a Chinese restaurant, they always order like Kung Pao chicken. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they have these things about them that are very predictable. It actually reminds me a lot of one of my good friends that I've known for like decades now. Yes, legit decades. And he's a Taurus, I'm a Libra, and he, whenever we go to try new restaurants, he will order the dish that he's most familiar with. And I'm the one that's like, ooh, let me try something new, always. He's really all about like the crowd pleasers, right? Like, when you think of Chinese food, fried rice is always like one of the top things, and maybe Kung Pao chicken, right? Those are like orange chicken. Those are like the top things people think about. So he'll go for those dishes. Meanwhile, I'm ordering like the twice drunken chicken stew thing, right? Where it's like, what on earth is that? Like nobody even knows, but I would order that, but he would stick to like what he knows. So I feel like your secret admirer is kind of along that vibe. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's like get some cards out here about how your secret admirer kind of thinks of love. Like what is their love philosophy? What is their love pattern? how do they kind of behave in love, their love history, like that kind of detail. Oh, and juicy stuff. Wow. Okay. So those just flew out. They're like, pick me, pick me. Y'all, the landing, you were kind of off there. You're supposed to land here with the rest of the cards. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Date, meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan or set a date. Okay, so I feel like this person definitely, they've gone on a lot of dates. Like they're really playing the field. What I'm getting though is they are most interested in you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like they have maybe like three people they're interested in and you rank as the top person. Do you know what I'm saying? Or they have like 10 matches in their dating app account and you're like in the top 3, right? So I feel like they definitely have their eye on you. But the thing about them is, again, they're in love with love. I don't feel like they're necessarily the type to put all their eggs in one basket, which is like a totally different vibe from the first reading that I did. So they definitely like, let me just play the field, like go on dates, see who I like, and then go from there. Like they don't just match with one person at a time and then like reach out and get to know that person. Do you know what I'm saying? And plus, my experience with dating apps too is like half the time the people you match with, like they don't respond to you, even though you matched, or they kind of just like they're busy, and so their like communication isn't always consistent. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's because everybody's just like busy dating on those apps, I feel. So they're I feel like they are someone that enjoys going on dates, enjoys meeting new people, and then making a choice from there. Speaking of choice, healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. So I'm definitely sensing too that this person, because they've gone on a lot of dates with people, perhaps they've had several relationships in the past, they're starting to really understand like what works for them and what doesn't, like what's healthy interactions, what are unhealthy interactions. And I'm also sensing too that they're really starting to understand sort of like toxic dynamics in a relationship, and they're trying to avoid them, right? I feel like they've been burned in the past. They've burned other people in the past even, and so they're really starting to come into their own and be like, okay, this is how I'm going to conduct myself when it comes to love and dating. And so that I'm healthier, so that I'm happier, so that I'm not acting crazy and obsessive, or possessive, or at the same time I'm like making sure there's boundaries so that people aren't treating me in some kind of way that angers or upsets me or makes me sad, kind of thing as well. So I feel like they're really taking into account sort of like emotional dynamics that come and play when there's like love and romance involved. Coffee cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. So I'm definitely seeing here that this person, your secret admirer, again, they love meeting and connecting with people. I cannot emphasize that enough. They love talking to people, getting to know more about them. And when it comes to love for them, like this feeling of friendship is also key. Okay, so friendship, is having common interests, feeling like you can trust each other to have your back, someone that you can hang out with and do fun things with. Like, again, they love the hand holding, they love all that stuff, but they want like a friend that is sort of like someone they can, they have shared interests so that they can go and do things together and everyone kind of enjoys it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my tourist friend, he loves to go out to eat. And so like I was oftentimes his eating buddy, but he also likes to go inner tubing down the river. And the thing is, like, I don't mind inner tubing down the river, but the river that he would go to, like, you would be on the river for like 2 hours, 3 hours. It's like a long time. I could not do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that was not my jam. And he would go multiple times a week. So like he has this habits, like these things that he likes to do. And for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, one time a month is like good for me to just float down the river, right? And so your secret admirer wants someone who will like do the things that they love to do like all the time. You know what I'm saying? We have paradise and not enough. So paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Okay, so this person just loves to have fun. I think that's pretty clear already. They love to be out there. They love to be doing things. They love to be experiencing life. Again, anything that has to do with their body. So they love to go out to eat. They love to go on hikes, go to the gym. They love to perhaps like go try on clothes. They love to travel, go to the beach, go swimming, right? They love being active. Like they like to play. They like to just have fun, enjoy the finer things in life. Now, with this not enough, I feel like it definitely coincides with this healthy choice card here. So frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. So these are the emotions that they've had to experience in their many relationships or situationships or like dating past, dating history. They've had to work with these feelings. Again, your person, when they falls for someone, they fall hard. And so I feel like in some cases that has led to them being very disappointed and very heartbroken. And that hit their confidence. It was like a big blow to their ego. And there were times when they would actually get a bit jealous, especially like if the attraction wasn't entirely equal. You know, like maybe they liked the person a little bit more than the other person liked them back. And so there would be a lot of jealousy when the other person might pay attention to someone else at a restaurant or someone else while they're out walking or around the mall or the park, whatever, right? So and so there, I feel like there has been some issues with insecurity for them in the past that they're trying to grow beyond. You feel me? Yeah, feel me? Does that make sense? Okay. Let's find out just more about them in general. So we know a little bit about love for them, and let's just kind of find out more about them in general. Okay. I'm seeing here we have 3 of coins. So this person, they have a lot of friends, is what I'm seeing. They're like a social butterfly. So they know a lot of people. They hang out with a lot of people. There's definitely people from a lot of different walks of life, too, that they're friends with. And, you know, honestly, like a lot of this is almost reminding me of, again, my Taurus friend. Like my Taurus friend, like he has friends who are clubbers and partiers. He has friends who are like ritzy and fancy. He has friends who like are like family people, right? Like married, have kids. Like he has all these different circles of friends and people that he hangs out with. And so I feel like the same can be said about your secret admirer as well, that they know people from like all walks of life. Okay. Now, King of Cups here, I have the sense here that your person is definitely really almost ruled by their emotions. Again, total like opposite spectrum of the person in group 1's reading. But your person is very driven by their emotions. It's really like how they feel from moment to moment to moment to moment. And at times, maybe their energy might seem a bit unpredictable, right? Or when times are good, they're like really, really good, like super happy, like fun to be around. But when they're sad, like they get really sad. Okay, so very, very strong emotions in life, and they feel things very, very deeply and powerfully, which is probably why, you know, I said earlier, again, when they fall hard. Okay, so they feel things like so, so powerfully. We have Page of Swords and the Chariot. Ooh, so in general, your person is like a mover and a shaker. Like with the chariot, they just love to be on the move. They love to be on the go. They don't um, always like being like lazy or like homebody. That's not definitely their vibe most of the time. Like, of course, everybody needs their break. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if you're busy at work as well, it's sometimes hard to like have the energy to go party and be social all the time. So they do need their periods of rest. But in general, they're that type of person that if you invite them out, chances are they're going to come. They're down. They're not the person that's like, oh, maybe next time, or I'm too tired today. That they hardly ever say that. Now, the other thing with the chariot is they can be like the bull, the Taurus, they can just charge forward. Remember, they have strong emotions, right? So if they believe something is right, they will go for it. If they believe like you're wrong, they will stand their ground and they will push back, they will fight back. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're very like focused in that way where it's their emotions. When they have an idea, their emotions drive and push that idea, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Um, and with the Page of Swords here, this is what I'm feeling is about this healthy choice is not enough, this stuff. So there's a lot of like mental work that's happening for them, right? They're starting to be in that place where they want to change any unhealthy habits or behavior patterns that they have, whether it's about self esteem, diet, exercise, substances, like whatever it is. They want to make some changes in their life. So they're learning a lot, okay? I wouldn't be surprised too if they're like doing a lot of Google searches, maybe taking classes, because they want to be that best version of themselves, So they're really about learning and gaining wisdom and knowledge at this point in time. A lot of curiosity for them. And I think this helps a lot too when it comes to like meeting people and dating, because remember, they love to talk, right? I put that down here next to the coffee cup. So they're very chatty because they just love to know people. They love to know about things. So maybe you have an idea of who this secret admirer is. Maybe you don't have a clue who it is. Maybe they haven't come into your life yet and they're about to come into your life soon. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed your reading, love. Let me know if you did by commenting down below what you loved about your secret admirer, or simply just put your favorite colored heart emoji down there just to let me know that you appreciated your reading today. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel with your subscription, with letting the ads run, those types of things, and watching the videos, of course. And if you'd like to connect with me even further, I do offer personal readings now. So just take a look in the description box below if that interests you and get in touch. Otherwise, remember, it's not too late for your happily ever after, boo. So keep on moving, keep on shaking. I'll see you next time. What's up, Group 3? Welcome to your reading to find out who is your secret admirer. So to kick us off, we have a very interesting card here. We have the Vessel. Not as sort of straightforward as the other two piles, but let's explore this energy of the Vessel to understand who your secret admirer is, okay? Now, what I'm sensing with this card right here with the Vessel is your secret admirer, they actually have a significant role to fulfill in this world, or even just sort of in their corner of the world, in their community, in their industry, in their profession, right? So I feel like they are a vessel for moving people forward, for really changing the way the world works and the way it operates, Maybe they're a scientist, maybe they're a politician, maybe they are a social media influencer, maybe they are some type of healer, maybe they are like a motivational speaker, maybe they're a business owner, right? So they're here to really make change in the world, and it's not so much like it all rests on their shoulder. Like, no, not at all. Like, we all have our part to play, right? But they have a role as either like a way shower, right, or forging a new path, like that, Or it could even be that they work together with other people to move forward, right? Like in collaboration. Or like I said before, if they have like a company, like maybe they are on the board, they're like the VP, the CEO, the CFO, like whatever leadership role, but it's they still need their team, right? They still need all the staff and workers and whatnot to help realize the vision and the dream of the company, that type of thing. So I feel like there's this energy of like responsibility and purpose that comes very strongly with your secret admirer. Now, other things too, like maybe on a smaller, more personal scale, is it could be that they are also responsible for their family. So your secret admirer, maybe they're like a single parent, okay? And they're responsible for taking care of the kids and the household as well. It could also be too that they are someone who has to take care of their parents, their sick parents, or a sibling, right? That maybe the sibling has like developmental issues or something like that. Or, you know, I'm hearing like the Mindy Project. I don't know if you've ever watched that show with Mindy Kaling. But in that show, like she's this OBGYN in New York, and she actually like paid for her younger brother's college. Wait, sorry for that interruption, loves. So, Mindy Kaling, as I was saying, it paid for her younger brother's college to go to school and kind of like looks over him and looks out for him type of thing. So it could be that they are like an older sibling, right? Or maybe the more responsible sibling who has to kind of look after the other siblings, whether older or younger. So I'm really getting that vibe. They do have a strong sense of purpose, like they're here on the world to achieve and accomplish something. So, wow, I love the different vibes coming through with each of these readings today. What else do we have here? All tied up. So, what I'm seeing here is your secret admirer, like they are very, very busy with life. We were talking just about, you know, a lot of their responsibilities. And the thing is, like, they want to connect with you. They want to be with you. They want to ask you out. I feel that very strongly. But the thing that is worrying them right now is they're so busy and they have so many other things going on with them that they feel like they might be shorting you. You know, they feel like, oh, I want to ask this person out. I want to be in a relationship with them, but I feel like my situation might be too much for them, right? Like it could be, for example, like with a single parent. They like you, they think you're amazing, but they're also like, but would you care that I have like a kid or two or three? Is that going to be a deal breaker for you? Maybe you don't want kids or you don't want to be a stepmom, a stepdad, right? So that's kind of like worrying them. Or even with work, like maybe they're so busy with work, it's like they have maybe one dinner a night free where they can go on a date and like give you their undivided attention. And they're thinking like, yo, is that going to be enough to keep them happy, to keep them content, to make them feel loved and cared for, that I really do love and appreciate them. And, but I have all this other stuff going on in my life that I can't just not do, you know, or I can't just ignore. So I feel like that's really on your secret admirer's mind. And, you know, to be honest, I totally felt this way at first, or back in the day when I was dating, because my schedule was not very routine, right? I didn't do 9 to 5. I did shift work. So I would work 3 to 4 days a week, you know, 12-hour days. And so those days, it's like, good luck trying to get a hold of me. Good luck trying to do anything with me or talk to me. And I don't want to talk to anybody on those days because I just spent all day taking care of patients in an urgent care clinic. The last thing I want to do is sit down and talk to other people. Like, I just want to go home, read a book, watch a movie in silence, not talk to anybody, eat my dinner in silence, and then go to bed. Right? And then on the days I did have off, like I had family things, I had friend things. And so sometimes it felt like, you know, I could only go on a date with somebody once a week or once every other week. And, you know, that didn't feel like a strong basis to start a relationship with somebody, right? And so I feel like your secret admirer is in the same boat in that regard. Okay, Mars. Wow. So the other two, they had actually a sign. You have a planet. So the planet that is associated with Mars is Aries. Okay, so they could be Aries as their sun sign or have a lot of planetary placements in Aries, or Mars really could just speak to their persona. So Mars represents the divine masculine. So this is regardless of sex, regardless of gender expression. So your secret admirer has a very strong masculine energy. What does that mean for some of you who may not be familiar with the divine masculine? So the divine masculine is all about taking action. The divine masculine is what we experience aggression and anger through, is the divine masculine. The divine masculine also is about productivity, getting things done, taking action. It's also about protection, right? Protecting what's theirs. So it's very much like that doing sort of energy, okay? So, um, and this desire to like achieve, this desire to succeed. So your secret admirer, we can really say for certain that they are very ambitious in life. Like they set goals and they work really hard to achieve them. I feel also too, again, going back, there's this responsibility to them. It's like they work hard, not just for themselves, not because they're selfish, but they work hard for the people around them because, again, other people depend on them as well to be successful, right? They're also, Mars is also the archetype of Mars, like a warrior, right? So they perhaps could be a champion of justice. They are perhaps like even viewed again in many ways as a leader. Like they're the person that people turn to and look to when they need help, when they need advice, when they need protection, when they need guidance, okay? So very much protector kind of energy, protector and provider. That's their vibe. They feel like it's their responsibility to protect their loved ones and provide for them. Um, Even though I don't get the sense they're in the mindset either of like very nurturing, very loving, very lovey dovey, touchy feely. Like, I don't get the sense that that's their vibe, like, at all. Okay? So let's kind of look into their views on love, their maybe even like their romantic history, what they enjoy about love and romance, what they're attracted to, what they're drawn to. So let's take a look at those elements here. And one more card for the... Okay, wow. Spirit was like, no, you get two. So let's start there, okay? So we have camera and stabbed in the back. So let's see. Stab with the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking, attack. So I'm definitely feeling for many of you, there was a significant relationship previously in their life. So they could have been married before, your secret admirer, and then now they're divorced. Or they could have been married and their spouse like passed away, maybe like health issues or something. And they could have like a prior family. Like those are all possibilities, general reading. So it might not resonate 100% with you. But I'm sensing too that, love for them in the past wasn't always the easiest thing, okay? Again, maybe they could have had that experience like, oh, you work too much, I never get to see you. And there could have been this distance between them and their previous partner or partners that kind of led to them separating, breaking up, getting a divorce, that type of thing. And it hurt them. I feel like your secret admirer, they put on a tough face. Like they want to keep up appearances, but inside they like hurt a lot. They feel just as much as anybody else, and if not more in some cases. Um, and I also sense too, because they're such a big provider and protector, that there definitely could have been an instance where they were taken advantage of in the past. So that could have led to the heartbreak and feeling like betrayed, right? Where people just wanted them for what they could provide for them and what they could do for them or give for them. Camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories. So I really feel with this camera card, it's really about learning from the past, like learning from their mistakes. And some of these things are hard for them to let go of from their past. Like with this reminiscing and keepsake, I feel like I'm hearing that song. Always something there to remind me. Dun-dun-dun. Right? Where it's like, maybe it's like a ring, a shirt, a photograph, a keepsake, a home. Like, there are things that remind them of their previous relationships. And so sometimes it's kind of hard for them to come out of that vibe and that energy of like the heartbreak and pain of the past. We have coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. So I definitely sense for you, like your secret admirer, they had a past, okay? Those of you drawn to this, they have a past. Again, previous spouse, ex-husband, ex-wife, maybe their spouse or significant other passed away, like something like that. That's very, very strong here. And that was something very meaningful and impactful in their love history, in their love life. Self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal. There you go. Shadow work, self-appreciation. So for me, like with this shadow work and self-worth, self-appreciation, focus on self, like, you know, I really had to come to this place of like, what did I really want to love? Like my life is so busy. Yes, but what role does love and romance have in my life? Like, how bad do I really want it? And sometimes, you know, I would sort of have the similar experience where it's like I was busy, they were busy, right? And it's kind of like when I reflected on it, it's like you attract what you are. And so I'm a busy person. I was like a go-getter when I was working in medicine. And so the men that I would attract tended to be the same way. And it was really challenging for our schedules to match. And at first, you know, I really took it as a sign like, oh my gosh, am I like not worthy of love? Like, why can't I find my person? What is going on here? Why can't we manage to make time for each other? Like, isn't that what people do when they want to move forward, want to have a relationship? Like, there was a lot of this stuff going through in my mind, and really doing that shadow work about what are my beliefs on love, and what do I believe is possible for me, and what type of people can I expect to have a relationship with? What quality of people, right? Like that's kind of what I feel they had to go through, is this learning period for themselves about what role love has to play, what love means to them, specifically, okay? So there were some tough lessons for them. Girl with, oh my gosh, like lots of tough lessons for them. Empath, narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. Okay, my gosh, you're a secret admirer. Goodness gracious, they have been through the ringer for reals. Okay, they've really been betrayed and heartbroken in the past. Like love kind of did them dirty a little bit. Okay, thank goodness, y'all. Thank goodness. I was about to say secret admirer, like you need a hug. So finally, to kind of wrap up this part of the reading with this deck, we have love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. So it's very clear that your secret admirer is very capable of a very deep, profound love. They're very capable of caring for someone else. They're very capable of, I'm hearing, loyalty, okay, of like really making sure that they are there for you, that when they choose you as their partner, like they will have your back. There's this loyalty about them that is so strong and so powerful. But I feel like, you know, they have to kind of get out of their own way here for sure. They definitely have to get creative with their schedule and like juggling everything and balancing everything. But, you know, if they confess to you their feelings, if they reveal who they are to you, I see that you're going to have to be a bit patient with them for sure, because they have a lot on their plate. And so if you want someone who's going to be at your beck and call 24/7, then this secret admirer may not be the one for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you are okay with having a bit of independence and maybe not having a lot of time with them, but more great quality time with them, then this person could be a great match for you. Okay? Oh, wowzers. Okay, let's just find out more about your secret admirer in general. Okay, so like stepping away from just the conversations of love and romance. Okay, okay, we'll just take that one too. Um, okay, so we have the Six of Swords was the first one that came out. So we see here, this makes me think of, and this card always kind of reminds me of it, but I feel like it's important to point this out in your reading. This is like, reminds me of the River Styx, right? Where it's like there's the ferryman who brings souls to the underworld, right? So like you give the ferryman like a coin and then they transport you to the underworld, the soul, to the next plane of existence. So I definitely feel like this person, they've gone through a lot in life. They've gone through a lot of big transitions, okay? Maybe they've had to move for work. Maybe they've had to move for a relationship, for a family member. Maybe they've had to move because they're an immigrant, right? Or a foreigner, or non-national to the country in which you reside in. And so they really had to learn a lot. The swords is about the brain, the mind, knowledge, logic, rational thought, just thoughts in general. So they really had to learn a lot of life lessons through a lot of the experiences that they've been through. So I'm seeing that their path was not really an easy one. But, you know, for a lot of leaders, and way showers, it usually isn't because they have to go through these tough experiences to prepare them to step into the role of leadership, which isn't easy, right? Like being a leader and having this responsibility is not easy. So you have to, in a way, like toughen up. You know, you have to really learn a lot of tough lessons in order to prepare you. And you have to be able to see things from a lot of different perspectives to have that compassion and understanding for the people that you are responsible for, that you are leading, that you are employing, you know, that you're helping, whatever the case may be. Now we have justice here. So I feel like this person, you know, they have a strong sense of right and wrong. They're very open-minded. They're very accepting in general is what I feel, but they also have to have like a moral code is what I'm seeing with the justice card, right? If they're going to be a leader, they're going to be able to have to handle disputes, upset, dissension, boost the morality when it's low, right? So they have to be able to understand like what's fair, what isn't. They have to do what's right for the group as a whole, like for everybody involved, because they're not a selfish person. So in a way, the way your secret admirer is, it's almost like they almost feel like their needs are secondary, right? Where it's like, I have to make sure everybody else is taken care of, then I can focus on myself, like that type of thing. Because it's like they have to do what's right for everybody. The justice card, like it doesn't carry ego with it at all. It's not a very selfish energy. The Lover's card. Okay, so your secret admirer is definitely looking for like that ride or die person, that forever person. I feel like that's definitely what's been on their mind a lot lately. That they're really in the mindset of choosing their partner, okay? It's not about like, okay, who's gonna fall into my lap? Like, who's my destiny, fate, and like wishing on a star and like that type of thing. Like, they're really seeing love and just their life in general as like a series of choices, you know? Like, that's how their life has been. It's like, I choose this, I move forward, I take action, I go towards my goals, right? Like, we were talking about that. They set a lot of goals. So they're very conscious about how they choose to spend their time, who they choose to spend their time with, what they choose to spend their time doing. So life for them is about choices, and it's about choosing the things that they love, the people that they love, the people that they care for. All right. And we have the Knight of Swords here. So I definitely feel like they're seen as someone who has knowledge, has information, and people come to them. I see that they, as the Knight of Swords, that they share their knowledge as well. Like I'm seeing like the knight on the back of a horse, right? Where it's like they're sharing messages. And it's the thing is it's not just a message. It's not just like a, oh, so and so wants to see you. It's not that. It's like they're sharing knowledge. That's the type of messages. So they are teaching, they're sharing philosophies, ideas, theories. Like that's their role in the world, is passing on information. But the thing is, like, even though this isn't the King of Swords, it's like they're a master of information. Okay, they constantly go out, seek and exchange knowledge and information. They process it themselves and then they share it with others. Okay, I'm seeing like this web of information, like World Wide Web, www, right? www.secretadmirer.com. It's like they have something that they need to share with the world and teach the world as well. So that's part of their drive and ambition. Eight of Swords here. So I'm seeing with this that um, they they feel like they don't have a lot of wiggle room in their life. They feel like, with all their responsibilities, there is a label on them. There is an expectation of them. And so I feel like in ways, like even though they're successful, the success can trap them, is sometimes how they feel. Where it's like, sometimes I wish I just really didn't care, right? That I cared less. But they can never act on it. They can just think about it. They can never act on it because they still have all these responsibilities. And so I feel like for your secret admirer, what would really be nice for them is if they could meet a partner where they could kind of let their guard down, where they could say how they truly feel without worrying about like the political and cultural and economical ramifications of sharing their opinions. Do you know what I'm saying? They want someone that they could be real with, that they can just let their hair down, so to speak, right? They can just like take off the mask with and just be honest with, but feel very safe around that person. That what's said between you and them is like kept in the strictest of confidence, and that they can really trust you with their feelings, their thoughts, and ultimately really their heart. So I feel like that's really a lot about your secret admirer. Wow, like very, very deep energy with this one, like a little bit more serious than the other two readings. So wow, I hope you enjoyed your reading, loves. Let me know, like comment what you liked hearing in down below, or if you just enjoyed the reading, like comment with your favorite heart colored emoji. Okay, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos regularly. Thank you for letting the ads run. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for all of you. And if you care to connect even deeper, like I do personal readings, if that interests you, like just look in the description box down below to find out other ways to connect with me. All right, and until next time, remember, it's never too late for yo happily ever after. See you next time.